Hello guys and welcome to 3.1 part 2. How do you apply graphs of linear inequalities? We're applying now, so that means word problems. Don't panic, it'll be okay, I promise. Okay? Mr. Krabs is hoping to make money by investing some of his profits in seaweed stocks and in barnacle bonds. I try and make them a little bit fun for us here. Okay? He hopes to invest at least, oh no, some of these funky words, as much in stocks as in bonds, and put no more than $5,000 in bonds. Okay, so what are some of his different options to invest in stocks and bonds? First step, take it easy on yourself. Decide what you want to be X and Y. So I actually tell you, I want stocks to be X and bonds to be Y. And really, if you just go back through the problems, or through the statements, you can kind of get started on how to make these. So, investing at least as much in stocks as in bonds, so that means I need my stocks to be at least, or if you look above, or your previous notes, at least was a strict inequality for bonds. Okay, well that's where equation 1 comes from. Stocks must be at least the number of bonds, okay? Also, no more than. Again, this may be difficult to comprehend at first. No more than 5,000 means kind of like at most 5,000. In bonds, that means simply bonds, or Y, must be less than or equal to 5,000, okay? That's where these are coming from. Now, the other things, and typically these are always going to be involved. Always, always, always involved. Now, what in the world are these? Okay? If we're investing something, okay, that means we have to invest more than $0. I can't have negatives. No negative investments. And that is what these are doing. The X is greater than 0, Y is greater than 0. For applications, typically they are always there. Okay, I say typically, and I think for most of my examples, it's always going to be at least some number greater than 0 or less or greater than 0 in each direction, okay? So these are all of the graphs we need to put on this guy here. And really, first off, we know X is starting at 0 and Y is starting at 0. So really, we're just looking at quadrant 1 in the Y-axis. Now, it's nice because it actually tells us all this other bit of information. Y is less than or equal to 5,000 tells me on the Y-axis I need to go up at least 5,000. Okay? On the X-axis, again, these were stocks. Seaweed stocks. Seaweed stocks. And on the left axis, these were barnacle bonds. Okay? X is greater than Y. Let's get some units in here. So I know, again, 5,000 is really, whoops, all I am constricted by. We call these constraints. Okay, so 5,000 in the Y. Let's just do everything is, I don't know, 1,000. We'll say 500. So here's 1,000, boo, 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 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. And we'll just go up a few more. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll do the same down below here. 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Really, X is less than Y, greater than Y, sorry. Really just means we have a slope of 1 to 1. So basically the first graph, I'll do it in blue here. Okay. If you want to graph that in your calculator, it's the same thing. Y is equal to X. Only we'll get to shading here in a second. So pretty much if I have 5,000, I'm also going to have actually negative X. So if you move it to the other side, let's take a closer look at graphing equation 1. It's not really written in y equals x, so really it's y is less than or equal to x. So thinking of that, it's like having a slope of 1 and having a plus 0. So I'm going to start at the origin 0 and kind of have a slope of up 1 over 1. Boo, 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 doo, 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 doo. Okay, and I also need a solid line. Solid, man. So we'll just connect that on through. Okay, and the test point, you have to pick something not on the graph, so I will pick this here. So this is at 1,000, 0. That's my test point. And to test it out is 1,000 greater than or equal to 0. Yes. So I want everything on that side of the line. Everything in blue. Okay. Y is less than or equal to 5,000. What type of line is that? This is the key thing. Y, vertical, horizontal, is a horizontal line at 5,000. So here's my 5,000. I erased it, but there it is. Horizontal, I need solid line right across. And I need everything less than the 5,000. If you even pick the same test point, so something not on the line, 1,000, 0, I want to know, well, there is no x, is 0 less than or equal to 5,000? Yes. So that means I need everything below that y line. And Mr. Krabs' true investment options are all of these double-crossed shaded points. So really there's an infinite number of solutions. So if you wanted to tell Krabs that he could invest, well, hey man, you can always invest any point over here. So he can invest this point here, which would be 5, 6, 7, 8,000 and 1,000. Okay, you could tell Krabs to do that. Or you could tell him to go and plot, what would this one be? 9,500 and 2,000. Okay, he'd be good to go. Any of these points. So if it asks you for a few solutions, it's anything inside, even decimals and stuff, that region. Okay, pay attention to your constraints. Most of the time it's going to involve a horizontal or vertical line, which means x or y equals. Test point shading, that's really all it is. I do have a lot of practice with these in the future. We'll get around to it. But that's really it. Shading with applying, and your thing is just decipher that jazz there. So your essential question, what I'd like you to do is give an example of a strict and non-strict, so two examples, inequality. Okay? Give an example of one that's strict and one that's non-strict. Good stuff, guys. See ya tomorrow.